Once upon a time, there was a little boy and a little girl. They lived next door to each other and visited each other every single day. Anyone who took a quick glance at them would assume they were brother and sister, but they were not. They were just very close friends. The boy, who was very good at solving jigsaw puzzles, was named Kai. The girl, who had a deep fondness for red roses, was named Gerda. Every day during spring, summer, and autumn, they would meet on the balcony connecting their homes and plant roses side by side. And as time went on, the roses grew, and so did their friendship. Kai and Gerda had been best friends for 10 years now, to the point where they considered each other family, and to the point where they each considered the other's family their family. Kai's grandmother, in particular, was very much Gerda's grandmother as far as Gerda was concerned. As Kai and Gerda added more roses to what had now turned into a garden, they realized that by this time tomorrow, both of them would be well into their teenage years, which could indeed be the start of their friendship being put to the ultimate test. Only time would tell.
There! I think that looks pretty nice. Don't you, Gerda?
Oh, indeed, yes. Would you like to put it over here? I think there might be just enough room, right next to mine. See?
I think that would be the perfect place. It looks like the snow's going to come down any minute. Still, at least it gives me something to do.
Oh, Kai, you and your jigsaws. Wow, how did you manage to complete it so quickly?
Well, Grandmother has always said that I'm a natural. Doesn't that look just beautiful? It's a palace made of ice and snow.
It looks very beautiful. How I would love to go somewhere like that.
Go? Oh, I do more than just go there, Gerda. I'd live in a palace like that, and I'll be treated just like a prince.
Oh, I bow down before you, Your Highness. Kai, you do remember what day it is tomorrow, don't you?
Let me think. Would that be Wednesday?
Kai, you silly boy, tomorrow's my birthday.
Oh, it is! Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. I guess I won't be able to come to the party or give you your present, which I've saved up so much money for.
You bought me a present? Oh, you shouldn't have. But you will come to the party tomorrow, won't you?
I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Oh, thank you, Kai. It really means so much to me. It's just that...
What's wrong?
We'll both be 16 tomorrow. Would you really want us to carry on what we're doing now? I don't know many boys who like to plant roses. I'm sure you'd rather be having snowball fights with people like Brody.
I can assure you, Gerda, that will never happen in a million years. If those boys have problems with my best friend being a girl, or me planting roses, that's their lookout. Hey, look! What do you know? It's snowing!
We'd better get these roses inside.
Come on, you two. Looks like we're gonna have a blizzard coming tonight. If you're out there much longer, you'll catch your death.
Coming, Grandmother! Would your parents mind if you stayed the night?
Oh, I don't think they'd mind at all. You and Grandmother are practically family to them, after all.
Come on. I've got some nice hot chocolate for you two.
Hot chocolate? Come on, Kai.
Gerda, here you are. Here you go. There you are, Kai.
You know, Gerda, snowflakes have always fascinated me. Every snowflake has 6 sides, but no 2 snowflakes look the same. That doesn't make them any less beautiful, does it?
Of course not. They're all unique in their own way.
Just like people.
I just hope the snow lasts for tomorrow.
It looks like we'll have enough to last a week. We could build a snowman together if you like. No, a whole army of snowmen.
How original.
It doesn't have to be a snowman. Honest.
Well, whatever you two decide to do with the snow, you'll surely have plenty to supply yourselves. What with this blizzard the Snow Queen is giving us.
Who, Grandmother?
Oh, come now, Kai. Surely you must have heard of the Snow Queen by now.
I'm sorry, no.
Me neither, Grandmother. I'm sorry.
There's no need to be sorry, children. Well, I guess I might as well tell you. Once upon a time, well, several years ago now, back when your mother, Kai, was around your age, there was a mysterious young woman with strong magical powers. Powers that could control the weather. More specifically, the ice and the snow. It seemed that even Jack Frost himself had met his match. Nobody seems to know where she got these powers. Some say she was born with these powers, and others say they were simply given to her. No one knows for sure. When she was young, she would use her powers to build snowmen and ski slopes for her peers. Entertainment, if you will. But as she grew older, her powers grew too, and not in a good way. In fact, not too long ago, when the two of you were just babes, she had caused an avalanche, apparently out of rage, which had trapped this very village in a blanket of snow. Nobody had died, but many were trapped with no food and no heat, and it took many days to be dug out. So, when the king found out what had happened, he banished her from the kingdom altogether. Far, far away. Never to be seen again. Ever since then, she has been known as the Snow Queen. Rumor has it that she now resides in Finland in a palace she crafted herself from ice and snow. From what I've heard, anyone who dares to enter the palace has never left. Could you imagine a palace like that? Where all the walls and ceilings and statues are made entirely of ice.
I'd turn it into my own little skating rink.
You know, Kai, that palace to me sounds exactly like the one on your jigsaw. Why don't you show Grandmother?
Good idea. I must have left it outside. I'll be back in a minute.
As Kai struggled to keep his balance, little did he know the snow was not the only thing moving through the air towards him. And then, suddenly, disaster struck. Quite literally, a shard of glass had made its way into Kai's heart, followed by another, hitting him right in the eye.
Ow! Kai! Kai! Kai, what happened? Are you okay?
Get away from me!
I was just trying to help.
Couldn't you find your jigsaw, Kai? It is getting pretty chilly out there, isn't it? Oh, freezing.
Shut up, you old bat.
Kai, how dare you speak to your grandmother that way?
Why do you care? She's not your grandmother. And these roses are for sissies.
Kai, stop that at once! What's happened to you?
What's happened to me? Look at you, acting like such a baby with your cute little roses. You're pathetic.
Kai!
I'm going to bed!
Oh, grandmother, how could he?
Shh. It's all right, dear. He was probably just having a bad day.
No, he was perfectly fine up until now. What's gotten into him?
I'm not sure, Gerda, dear. I'm not sure. Maybe it's best if you just go to bed too. Get some sleep. I'm sure Kai will be feeling much better in the morning.
I suppose you're right. Good night, Grandmother.
Good night, Gerda.
As a shocked and sudden Gerda struggled to get some sleep, Kai tossed and turned, the pain in his eye getting sharper, and his heart turned cold as ice. Little did he know that he was being watched. Far, far away, in her magnificent icy palace, the Snow Queen gazed through her crystal ball, having witnessed the whole thing. Having watched Gerda and Kai for quite some time now, she had always known that Kai had quite the knack for talent, intelligence far beyond his age. Perhaps, she thought, he would do well in assisting her, and so it was decided that tomorrow the Snow Queen would pay Kai a little visit, one that he, and definitely not Gerda, would ever forget.
Oh, I had the most awful dream. Grandmother, you remembered my birthday.
Of course I did, dear child. How could I possibly have forgotten? Here you go. Here's your birthday present.
Wait, shouldn't we wait for Kai first?
Oh, I'm sure he'll be home any time soon. He just had to pop out to get some decorations for your surprise party.
Surprise party? I'm getting a...
Oh, I'm sorry. I think I've said too much, Gerda. Why don't you open up your birthday present?
Oh, I will. A sled?
Just like the one I bought Kai for his birthday last year.
Oh, Grandmother, it's beautiful. Thank you. I can't wait to see the look on Kai's face when he sees it.
Well, if you hurry, you might just be able to catch him. Don't be long, though. Your guest should be arriving shortly.
Oh, don't worry. I'll be back soon.
Stupid old bird making me go to federal party supplies with stupid baby.
Kai! Oh, are you okay?
Get off me!
I was just asking. Oh, Kai, whatever's the matter with you?
Nothing's the matter with me. Look, I brought the stuff for your party and you're still not happy.
Well, maybe I have something that will cheer you up. It's a sled. Isn't it just marvelous? Now we can race together.
Fascinating.
I thought you'd be...
Look, I don't care, okay? Now, if you'll excuse me, I have my own sled to get. Because I have a race of my own. With boys, not some stupid girl.
Oh, Gerda. Just who I was looking for. I don't suppose you know what's gotten into Kai.
I don't know. Yesterday he was perfectly fine, and then he just snapped.
Well, I'll have you know, I always knew there was something fishy about that boy. He threw all my washing off the line this morning, and he stamped all over it.
I saw him and that Brody throwing rocks at the king's statue. Such a disgraceful boy.
My goodness, that doesn't sound like Kai at all. Kai!
So the wimp has arrived with his pathetic little sled.
Shut it. Are we doing this race or what?
Come on, Kai. You don't need them. Let's you and I go sled racing together, away from these stupid boys.
Who are you calling stupid?
Yes, go away. These are my friends. Leave us alone.
Something's gotten into you, and I'm not leaving until you spit it out.
Spit it out? Spit it out? Very well then.
evil, evil boy, and I never want to see you again.
You should have seen the look on her face.
Let's just get this over with. Last one to the fountain's a dead goose!
At that moment, a large white sleigh crashed into the village. Its driver, whose face remained concealed, clothed in thick white fur. Kai's companions fled at the sight of it, but Kai, who had never seen such a thing in his life, was determined to see what would happen if he were to attach his sled to it.
I bet this sleigh can give me a boost. Hey, wait up!
The snow was now falling faster than ever, and the sleigh Kai had attached himself to took off at the speed of light. It flew through the air, taking Kai with it. Eventually, the sleigh skidded to a halt on top of a hill, and the driver turned to face Kai, revealing herself to be none other than the Snow Queen.
Come with me, child. You are freezing to death.
The Snow Queen invited Kai into her sleigh as his own sled fell down the hill and into the river. Wrapping him in her large fur coat, she kissed him on the top of his head.
Feeling better?
Yes. Thank you.
You see, Kai, I have been watching you. I know you have true talent. A talent as such can help me, as well as keeping me company. You will live the life of luxury, the life of a prince, as if you were my own son.
All the treats I can eat?
And much more.
Very well. I accept.
And so, the Snow Queen kissed Kai once more. The first kiss relieved Kai of his shivers. The second relieved him of all of his memories of Gerda and his grandmother. She knew not to kiss him a third time, for a third kiss would be the kiss of death. He fell into a deep sleep, nestled beneath the warmth of the Snow Queen's fur coat. Gerda hadn't slept at all that night. She had waited up for Kai to return as somewhat of an apology, but he never did. Several months had now passed, and winter had turned into spring. Nobody had seen Kai since that fateful day.
Any sign of him, Grandmother?
Not a word at all, dear. There were quite a few people who said that they were more than glad to see the back of him after the way he acted on your birthday.
I'll get it! Did you hear anything of Kai?
Indeed we did. Just this morning, in fact.
Oh?
We found this in the river this morning. Miraculously, all in one piece, I tell you.
Kai's sled! But no, that doesn't mean...
A sled without a rider is never a good sign.
But...
I think you two should leave now.
I'm afraid you'll have to face the facts, Gerda. He's a goner. He's never coming back.
No, I refuse to believe he's dead. I know he's alive, and if nobody's going to help me find him, I'll find him myself.
Gerda, no! You're only a child, and even if Kai was to still be alive, your chances of finding him are as thin as finding a needle in a haystack. Oh, dear child.
I don't care if it takes me until my 18th birthday. I will find him. Don't worry about me, Grandmother. I'll be fine. I'm 16 now. I can take care of myself. Take care of our roses, won't you?
You know, I've always loved that girl's spirit.
And so, Gerda began the search for her long-lost friend. She thought that the best place to search would be the river, in which Kai's sled had been found.
Kai! Kai! Oh, dear River, I know Kai was here, for it was you who took his sled. You have to know where he is. I I know. If I give you my brand new shoes, would you be ever so kind to take me to Kai? These shoes mean nothing to me. Kai has never seen them, and I don't need them anymore. Oh, thank you, River. Thank you.
The river pushed Gerda along in her tiny boat for some time. Gerda did not know where she would be led to, but to her it didn't matter, as soon she would be reunited with Kai once more, or so she thought.
Hello, young lady, little girl, are you lost?
I don't know.
Sounds like you're lost to me. Here, catch. I'll pull you in. You look like you've been out for hours, dear girl. Oh, and by George, what are you doing walking around with nothing on your feet?
I gave my shoes to the river, madam. You see, the river was being so kind to me. He was taking me to my best friend.
You gave your shoes to the river, eh? Ha! Sounds like you really do need a rest. Come with me. I'll fix you up with a nice cup of hot chocolate.
Oh, madam, that's so kind of you. But I really have to get go.
Oh, no. I insist. Come on.
Well, I do suppose I could sit down for a while.
That's a girl. Come, I'll show you in.
Thank you.
So, my dear girl.
My name is Gerda, madam.
Oh, very well, Gerda. I wanted to ask, what in your right mind would possess you to throw your shoes into the river?
Well, madam, not too long ago my best friend was acting very strangely. Not like himself at all. And then he just disappeared. I went out to find him, and it was there I gave the river my shoes. And the river took me to him. Or rather, he took me to you.
Oh,
You didn't see him at all, did you?
I'm afraid not, my dear. The last visitor to this place was years ago.
Oh, I must say you do have some beautiful flowers. Your garden is full of them.
Isn't it just? I have many kinds. Lilies, pansies, roses, and lupins and...
Roses? Those were Kai's favorite.
Were they now?
Yes, he loved them just as much as me. We've been planting roses together ever since...
Is something troubling you, my dear?
No, it's just...
My, it seems you're ready to go to sleep more than anything else. After all, you have been out all day. Come now, take a rest. You'll feel much better in the morning.
I suppose so.
Little did Gerda know, this old woman was in fact a sorceress. She didn't have that many visitors, so when Gerda stumbled upon her home, she was a little too grateful. The brush she had used on Gerda's hair contained a spell that not only made Gerda tired, but also rid her of all her memories. Eventually, Gerda awoke, finding herself in the old woman's garden, surrounded by flowers of all shapes and sizes.
Where am I? Where is this place? Where did all of these flowers come from?
Good morning, Gerda. I trust that you slept well.
What's going on? Who are you? Would you mind telling me where I am?
Be it, dear. Help me water the flowers. The pansies over there look like they could use some.
Yes, madam. you?
You don't know?
No. I mean, I think I know, but I don't remember anything at all.
Well, I am a rose, as are my brothers and sisters here. Beware of the old woman, Gerda. She made us disappear. Be careful.
Oh, don't be silly. The old woman is lovely. Wait, did you say roses?
There. I think that looks pretty nice. Don't you, Gerda?
Oh, indeed, yes. Would you like to put it over here? I think there might be just enough room, right next to mine. See?
I think that would be the perfect place.
Oh my goodness! Kai! I forgot all about him! You came from below, didn't you? Did you see Kai while you were there?
No sign of him.
Oh, thank heaven he's alive! Thank you, Roses!
And where do you think you're going?
I have to find Kai. He needs me.
But I need you too. Please, Gerda. Nobody ever comes to visit me. I thought I'd found a companion when you arrived. That's why I got rid of the roses. If you saw the roses, they'd remind you of Kai. And I didn't want you to leave me.
No, you don't know how much this means to me. Kai is my best friend. He's like a brother to me. I have to find him. He could be anywhere, and anything could have happened to him.
Very well. I guess you're right. Who am I to stand in the way of true friendship? I guess this is a goodbye then, Gerda dear.
You know, I will come and see you in your flowers sometime. Maybe even Kai might want to pay a visit too.
Oh, I'm sure he would love it. Especially the roses. Well, good luck finding him. I hope to see you again.
Thank you. You too. I'll write you. Oh, what's happened?
Gerda had been asleep for such a long time that she had slept all through spring, and summer was beginning to turn into autumn. She left the old woman and her cottage far behind, venturing through the woods in her everlasting journey to find Kai. Gerda's feet were tiring out, but she wasn't going to give up. Eventually, the sun decided to set for the night, and as the skies grew darker, Gerda grew colder, hungrier, and tired, so she decided to take a rest for a while.
Oh, Kai, I don't know where you are, but I hope you're all right. I just hope you have at least house shelter, and a food to eat, a roof over your head to keep you warm. Ah! Don't worry, Kai. I'll find you soon. I promise. Hey, stop! That tickles.
Hush, little girl. You need not fear me.
Who are you?
I am one of the king's crows. And who, may I ask, are you?
My name is Gerda, Mr. Crow. I'm searching for my friend Kai. Not too long ago, he just suddenly disappeared. So I went out to look for him. But now I've ended up getting lost and I don't know where he could be. You don't suppose you've seen him, have you? He's about as tall as me, jet black hair.
And shabby clothes, I presume?
Why, yes! You've seen him? Please say you have.
He does sound very much like a young man I saw going into the castle earlier today. In fact, I saw many men going into the castle today, and they all came back out. All except one.
Kai? Is he in the castle?
Yes, I would imagine so. But I don't think he would be expecting you, not now that he has the princess to keep him company.
Princess?
Aye, the very same princess who feeds me fresh raisins and sultanas every day. I do feel bad for her. After all the men that visited, we had princes and noblemen from all over the world, but she turned them all away. She needs a suitor now that her father has passed on. None of them seemed good enough for her. But it seems she has found an unlikely companion in your friend. How old was he when you last saw him?
16.
Sounds like him all right. Come on, I know a way in. Follow me and we'll see if we can find your friend.
Oh, thank you.
Shh, we must be quiet. There's guards everywhere and they're bound to catch us if we're not careful.
Halt! Who goes there?
Oh no!
Yes, sir?
I take it the young man has, settled in?
Very well, sir. He and the princess get along quite nicely. Although I don't know what drew her to him of all people.
Well, jolly good. Make sure everything's locked up. I'll guard the entrance, stop anyone from coming in.
Yes, sir.
That was close. Too close. I've been with the princess since she was very young, and those guards have always frightened the life out of me. We'd best get going. The princess's bedchamber is just upstairs.
We'd better hurry. What could the princess possibly want with Kai?
Given her kind heart, I doubt if she'd hurt him. Does he possess any unique talents?
Oh yes, Kai is very intelligent, especially when it comes to puzzles. He sure loves his jigsaws. I just hope the princess is keeping him safe.
Gerda and the crow made it to the princess's bedchamber without disturbing any of the guards. It was so dark that they could hardly see where they were going. Gerda had found a small lamp along the way, which she used to guide herself through. Inside, she came across two sleeping figures, one male and one female. Shining her light towards the male, she could make out long black hair.
I don't believe it! Kai! Kai, oh thank heavens you're safe! Now let's get out of here! Oh please, Kai, please wake up! Oh!
Gods! Gods! Intruder! Intruder!
What do you think you're playing at, shouting like that? Have you no manners? Don't you know how to treat a guest?
Guest? Pfft. For all I know, she could be one of them good-for-nothing robbers from up north.
I'm not a robber, I can assure you.
A likely story. I know a robber when I see one. I see you've come with nothing on your feet, too. Thought you'd come to steal the princess's shoes?
No.
Is that how you talk to a prince?
No, Your Highness. My apologies.
Well, it looks like that was a waste of time.
Wait. I apologize for this one's attitude. This is his first night here. And if it wasn't for me, he wouldn't be here at all. What brings you all the way out here?
I've been looking everywhere for my friend Kai. I gave up my shoes to the river, then I met this old woman who put a spell on me, and now I've ended up here. The crow told me he saw someone who looked like Kai, but he was obviously mistaken.
My sincere apologies, Your Highness.
There's no need to apologize. You're more than welcome to stay the night. You must be really exhausted after all this time. I will personally equip you with some new clothes in the morning.
Thank you, Your Highness. Although, why are you being so kind to me?
Everyone deserves a chance. My father, God bless his soul, was always allowing guests to come in.
That's such a beautiful necklace. Where did you get it?
I gave it to her.
Isn't it just beautiful?
It is. It actually reminds me of a snowflake.
A snowflake? Yes, it does look that way, doesn't it? Everyone knows that no two snowflakes look the same, but you can't deny that the pattern on each and every snowflake resembles an endless knot. One mere piece of string twisted and turned to create the perfect shape. and can keep creating endlessly.
Endlessly?
He's very intelligent, isn't he?
Just like Kai.
If you would allow me, Your Highness, I could take Gerda to an empty room to spend the night.
That would be splendid. Thank you for bringing her here.
Thank you for taking her in.
My pleasure. I shall see you tomorrow, Gerda. Sleep well.
You too. Good night, Your Highnesses.
And almost immediately, Gerda fell into a deep sleep, warmed by the kindness of her new friend the princess. And although he was free to deny it, the prince, as she slept, memories of Kai came back to her, from their first meeting as children, to the many jigsaw puzzles they solved together, to the roses that grew together, side by side, just like they themselves. It was almost as if Kai was there beside her once more. As Gerda slept, she could only pray that Kai was in good hands. Meanwhile, Kai was becoming cold on the outside, just like his newfound frozen heart had made him cold on the inside. It seemed like he hadn't slept in days, but he didn't seem to care, for the Ice Palace had become a second home to him.
Not giving up so soon, are you, Kai?
Don't be silly, Your Majesty. Why on earth would I give up, after all you've done for me?
That's my boy. How would you like to see more of the world? And with your own pair of skates, too?
With you by my side, Your Majesty?
Oh no, Kai. Alone. I am the Snow Queen after all. I have my own business to attend to. Well, Kai, if you can solve this puzzle for me, a brand new pair of skates shall be yours, and with them, the freedom of the whole world. I know you can do it, Kai. You are a very clever boy.
Think I don't know that, Your Majesty? You've been so good to me, you've shown me more love to me than my own mother ever did. I don't think I'd ever want to leave you.
Love is a foolish thing, Kai. One of those things that takes over one's life. I knew two men who I deeply loved, and who I was sure loved me too. But I was wrong. The first man I met when I was around your age, he was quite, mysterious, I'd say. He looked very old for his years, that I'd swear he wasn't even a man at all. He took me in as his pupil. He taught me about magic, how to control something as strong as the weather with my own two hands. Then again, I'd always felt like there was something inside me, and that turned out to be it. He was a skilled magician, but a very dark-natured one too. One whose magic soon got the better of him. It wasn't too long before the two of us drifted away from each other. I never thought I would ever meet another man like him, until years later, when another man would choose power over love. But that is another story, dear child. For years I had known men, and for the most of them, their one true love.
Rest assured, Your Majesty, I won't ever abandon you.
Not even for your little friend back home. What's her name? Gerda. Not even for your grandmother.
They don't matter to me.
And so they shouldn't. The most important rule of all is to look after number one, yourself. You are smart beyond your years, Kai. I know that when you grow up to be a man, you will be nothing like the power-hungry brutes in this world. You possess some great intelligence, unlike some.
Don't worry, Your Majesty. I will never let you down.
Good boy. You may continue with what you were doing, though you may rest again after I return from giving even the hottest volcano a good coating of ice. Remember, it will take an eternity to solve this puzzle.
She wasn't kidding! This puzzle takes forever! But who am I to complain? I have all the time in the world.
How do you like your new clothes, Gerda? Do you have enough?
Oh, it's more than enough. I don't know how I can ever repay you.
There's no need to. Should I?
Hey, that was my gift to you!
Oh, it doesn't matter. I didn't take you in for your necklace. Here, Gerda, as a parting gift. This is yours.
No, I can't take things from you. Not from royalty.
Oh, go on, just take it.
Very well then, I'll take it.
You'd better take good care of it. Ow!
Don't mind him. He's a big softy once you get to know him.
Farewell, Gerda. It's been nice knowing you for such a short time.
Good luck finding your friend, Gerda.
Thank you, Your Highness.
And look out for robbers! Horrible, nasty people they are.
Don't worry, I'll be fine. Thanks again.
And so, with a brand new coat wrapped around her and brand new boots to keep her feet warm, the carriage took Gerda further and further north through a dark forest. After a while, the driver was beginning to tire out, and he longed to rest. Gerda, meanwhile, was feeling a bit peckish. Within luck, they stumbled upon a campsite within the forest.
Boy, I sure am hungry. There's someone who can help. Maybe she has food. Excuse me, madam. Can you help me? I've been traveling for miles and I could really use something to eat.
Something to eat, you say?
Oh, yes, please. I'm so hungry I could eat a whole buffalo.
By some coincidence, I'm feeling a bit hungry too.
You are?
Yes. And it looks like dinner is set.
What? Let go of me!
Well, well, well. Look at what we've got here. It's a little princess. And she's brought us a little present, too.
Well, we are in luck, aren't we? You do fine over our fire. Like a little chubby one you are. You'd be enough to feed at least 10 of us.
Drop the girl.
She's a princess. She belongs to us.
I said drop her, or else I'll skin you alive. Do you understand me? Well, do you?
Yes.
Good.
Beaten by my own daughter.
Now, where were we? Not trying to run away, are we, my little princess?
No. You've got it all wrong. You see, I'm not a princess. I'm Gerda.
Such a peculiar name. I'd say so myself. But what fine clothes you wear. You don't mind if I take your coat, do you, Gerda?
Oh, no, not at all. Please, be free to.
Wait a second. I know that necklace. So you're the one who has stolen from us. You are a thief. I've a good mind to beat you for that, girl. You lie. We ourselves found this necklace discarded outside the castle, a bit further south.
Please, I didn't steal anything, honest. The princess gave it to me.
Then again, we did have this nosy young man poking about. Quite a shabby, scruffy one he was. Jet black, long hair.
Did he give his name? Was his name Kai?
Oh, no. Far from it. He was quite a smart aleck. He said something about eternal knots.
Or some other riffraff?
Oh, surely you can't be talking about the prince. He gave this necklace to the princess as a gift, and she chose him over many other men.
Prince? Pfft. If that good-for-nothing stable boy is now a prince, then I'm a queen. He had quite an attitude, he did.
Yes, the prince was like that, but the princess said he was a big softy once he got to know him.
Pfft. Your prince friend had better think himself lucky that that sweet, kind princess has taken him in. But there are much more important things to do than worry about foolish princes. Come on, you. My pets and I have been looking for a playmate for some time.
You know, I really should be going.
You will if you know what's best for you. If I don't take you, they will. And trust me, you'd rather be with me. Go on. Get over there.
What are you doing?
What do you think? I'm tying you up so you can be my little playmate. Everyone, this is Gerda. She'll be staying with us for quite a while. These are my pigeons. They used to be carrier pigeons. But what's the use of having carrier pigeons if there's nobody to write to? And who would ever write to me in a place like this?
They do look rather beautiful.
And these are my bunnies.
Very cute. And who's he?
Him? Oh, I caught him personally. I used to enjoy riding on his back until I realized that riding on the back of a reindeer is for sissies. I'm training him up so one day he'll be strong enough to pull me along in a sleigh.
Don't kill him!
Relax. I'm not going to. In fact, he's used to me giving him a good tickle. Wake up, you savage beast. We have a guest with us. He won't hurt you. He practically sleeps all day.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Reindeer. My name's Gerda.
I'm very pleased to meet you too, Gerda. Tell me, what brings you all the way out here?
She's come to keep me company, that's what. Do me a favor and watch her for a minute. I need to get you your feed before you start complaining.
Please forgive me, Mr. Reindeer. I'm actually searching for my best friend Kai. I've been searching for him for days. He disappeared, so I went looking for him. But instead, I ran into an old woman who almost made me forget about him. And then I ran into the princess and her prince, and they gave me some new clothes and a new carriage. But now the robbers have taken them, and I don't know if I'll ever see Kai again.
Oh, won't you shut up?
Please, mistress. The poor girl's terrified. Look at all this trouble she's been through, just to find her best friend.
Eat up. You're going to have to be fit if you're ever going to pull me in a sleigh that will rival the Snow Queen's.
Did you just say Snow Queen?
That I did. But what does that matter to you?
Kai's grandmother used to tell us stories all about the Snow Queen and her ice palace. Wait! Kai has a jigsaw puzzle that looks exactly like the palace in the story grandmother told us.
I've been told that the Snow Queen's been trying to solve a puzzle for years now. Maybe she is your friend?
Are you sure?
I can't be certain, but by the sound of it, it seems that she's been holding Kai prisoner for some time to help her solve that puzzle. I have never seen the Snow Queen, but I know someone who can help you.
Really? Who?
The wise old woman from Lapland, of course. She has known me ever since I was a young buck. She has told me many stories of the Snow Queen, so she is bound to know more about the whereabouts of Kai.
Oh, please take me with you.
Not so fast. This reindeer does not go anywhere unless I say so. All right, reindeer, you'd better listen up. I want you to be fit and strong enough to pull a sleigh for me, do I not?
That you do, mistress.
Very well. I'll make you a deal. I'll cut you both free if you, reindeer, return immediately, and not a word of this to any of the other robbers, or I'll skin you alive for sure.
Cross my heart and hope to die.
Very well. You are both free to go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Now go, before I change my mind and tie you up again. And for heaven's sake, don't let anyone see you. I can't imagine what my fellow robbers would do to you. Here, take this stupid necklace. I have no use for it. It wasn't even mine to begin with. And you'd better wrap up warm, too. It's quite chilly out there. Good luck, Gerda. Take care of her, won't you?
I'll be back before you know it.
Goodbye.
As Gerda and the reindeer ventured out once more, they found that winter was very fast approaching. The leaves that had fallen to the ground were soon covered by a blanket of snow, and in turn, snow began to batter them. The reindeer could barely see where he was going, but he knew that Gerda was not ready to give up any time soon.
There she is! We've made it!
Rory, where on earth have you been after all this time?
The robber girl has been keeping me company for some time, but she didn't worry about me. There's somebody I'd like you to meet. This is Gerda. She lost her best friend Kai some time ago now, and has most recently come to the conclusion that the Snow Queen might be responsible.
The Snow Queen? It's probably best if you come inside.
Do you know the Snow Queen?
Do I know her? No. But do I know of her? Yes. You see, I have known of her for several years now.
What I do know is that she has magical powers that can control the snow and ice. Kai's grandmother told me so. I heard that the king had even banished her because of her powers.
Indeed, that is true. But did you know there was another soul with magical powers? Powers that were even greater than those of the Snow Queen.
I didn't know.
You see, after the king banished the young Snow Queen, she ran into a very mysterious magician. Some say that he was not even completely human, that he was part goblin. And I've even heard some say he was a reincarnation of the devil himself. He loved the Snow Queen as if she was his own daughter, and he taught her more about magic. But as time went on, the two of them grew older, and soon enough, the magician was so old that he could pass away at any minute. Within time, the wicked magician had carved a mysterious mirror from his own magic. Looking into the mirror, he saw that his reflection looked very ugly indeed, and that gave him an idea. Anyone who looked into the mirror would see only unpleasantness, the perfect revenge for anyone who shunned him. And so he took the mirror to the highest mountain, knowing that it would be clearly visible. One day, the Snow Queen came across the mirror, and clearly offended by her reflection, she smashed it into 1,000,000 pieces, which scattered all over the world. Outraged by what she had done, and clearly not wishing to show her face to to the public eye again. She retreated to her icy palace, where she set up a puzzle for anyone who dared to enter. She cast a spell over the icy palace, vowing that anyone who entered would never leave until the puzzle was solved, for the puzzle would take an eternity to solve. As for the magician, he passed on within time, but before he died, he was known to say that anyone who had a piece of the mirror in their eye would see only unpleasantness, and anyone unfortunate enough to have a shard in their heart would not feel any signs of love and warmth, only bitterness.
Oh my goodness. The wind must have carried the mirror pieces with the blizzard last winter. A piece of the mirror must have struck Kai in the eye. And in the heart. It all makes sense now. Dear, I must find him before it's too late. You said you haven't seen the Snow Queen, but surely you must know where she lives.
Just a little further north, in Finland. I have a cousin who lives nearby. She'll be able to help you. Here, take this fish with you. It will give her all the information she needs, and she can make a meal of it later.
Thank you.
My pleasure. You better watch yourself, young Gerda. The Snow Queen isn't too far away.
After setting out once more, Gerda had grown tired. By the time they had reached the Finland woman's home, Gerda had fallen asleep on the reindeer's back. The Finland woman carried her in, where she was warmed by the gentle fire, and the reindeer told the Finland woman everything.
Is there any way you could help her? A potion, maybe? One that would give her the strength of 12 men?
Strength? No. I cannot give her any kind of strength.
But what about Kai? He's with the Snow Queen with pain and coldness in his heart and blindness of all things good in his eye.
Then the shards inside Kai's heart and eye must be removed. And Gerda must be the one to remove them. If they are not removed, the Snow Queen will continue to have power over him until his heart is so cold he freezes to death.
But Gerda's only young.
Age has nothing to do with it. The love that Gerda has for her friend is all the strength she needs. There is no greater strength than love. The Snow Queen's palace is 2 miles from here. Good luck, Gerda. Your true strength lies within your heart.
Don't worry, Kai. I'm not giving up on you. Hang in there.
Gerda could tell that she was nearing her destination, for the bitter white snow and gale-force winds had joined forces to become a mighty blizzard. But a blizzard was the last thing that would stop Gerda.
Rory! Here, put this round you. You're freezing. You can't give up now.
I'm afraid I have to, Gerda. I can't go any further.
I guess this is where we must part ways.
Are you quite sure you want to go any further? You heard the Lapland woman. Anyone who enters the Snow Queen's palace never comes out.
Unless they can solve the puzzle of eternity. I know Kai can do it. I know he can. He's the most intelligent person I've ever known. I traveled so far over so much time. There's no way I'm going to give up now.
Well, if you're sure.
Give my regards to the robber girl, won't you?
Gerda bravely took her first steps into the palace of the mysterious Snow Queen. Counting the pieces of the puzzle that the Snow Queen had set out for him, or at least he was trying to. The ice in his heart had turned his body very cold indeed.
Kai, I'm so glad to see you! Kai, it's me, Gerda. Don't you remember me? Oh, Kai, it's you! It's really you! Come on, we've got to get out of here before...
Get off me!
Oh no! Kai, what on earth has she done to you? You're freezing! Come on, let's get you back to grandmother. She'll fix you up with some nice hot chocolate by the fire and we'll...
Don't you get it? I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying here with the Snow Queen. It's my rightful place. It's the Prince of the Ice. 697, 698, 699.
I traveled across almost the whole world for you. I don't care how you feel about me, but I'll show you exactly how I feel about you.
At that moment, not willing to put up with Kai's stubbornness any longer, Gerda grabbed him by the scruff of his collar, giving him a big kiss on the lips. Kai was so shocked that he fell to the ground, and it was there that he felt something fall out of his heart, as if his heart had been set on fire.
What's happened to my... Gerda?
Don't wear it out.
Gerda. It's you! It's really you!
After all this time, you haven't changed one bit. Kai, are you crying?
What? Oh, no. I just have something in my eye, that's all. Ow!
The Lapland woman was right. You must have had a shot from that wicked mirror strike you in the eye and in the heart.
Mirror? What?
I'll explain later. Let's just get out of here.
Not so fast, boy.
No, I won't let you keep Kai your prisoner any longer. Haven't you made him suffer enough?
Be that as it may, but young Kai and I had a deal. He would have all the freedom of the world, including his own pair of skates, if he could solve this puzzle.
I've been trying for days, Your Majesty. Weeks, months. You said it would take...
An eternity. I said it would take an eternity to solve this puzzle. Now get back to work, young prince.
Go, Gerda. It's the only way.
No, I'm not leaving without you, Kai. I walked hundreds of miles for you, and I'm not giving up, not now, not ever. My necklace, it's gone!
Necklace?
The prince and princess gave me a necklace. A necklace of endless knots, and now it's gone.
Is this what you were looking for?
Yes!
A piece of string forever looped together to create a series of endless knots to form the shape of a snowflake. Your Majesty, you said that this puzzle would take an eternity to solve.
I don't quite see where you're getting at, boy.
Look, Your Majesty. You see how this string just loops itself over and over, creating an endless set of knots? Whichever way you look at it, it's the same shape repeated over and over. Forever. Just like an eternity.
And then, as if by magic, the small shards of ice around them danced around in midair, creating a blizzard of ice before falling into their rightful place in the ground. this time forming a shape rather than a snowflake, identical to that of the necklace.
My dear Kai, you brilliant, brilliant child. You've done it. After seeing you complete jigsaw after jigsaw back home, I knew that you had a gift, one that could be powerful enough to solve this puzzle. There is a favor I'd like to ask of you, dear girl. Would you mind letting me have a look at the necklace around your neck?
Of course, Your Majesty.
No, this can't be.
What is it, Your Majesty?
No two snowflakes are alike. As such, no necklace I've ever seen is identical to this one. Many years ago, I crafted this necklace with my own powers, giving it to the man I once loved. He said that he would pass it down to his first son, who would give it to his sweetheart, who would then pass it down to their first son, and so forth. But, alas, our love never worked out. It turned out that he had a younger mistress, who just happened to be the princess of her land. You, girl, you said that the necklace was given to you by a prince and princess. Did the princess have a son?
No, Your Majesty. But they did have a daughter. The king recently passed. The young princess recently married, and the prince in question had stolen the necklace from the robbers. They found it outside the castle, meaning the king must have disposed of it. After stealing the necklace, the prince had given it to the princess as a gift.
Be that as it may, I believe that this necklace should be returned to the young princess as its rightful owner. Don't you?
Yes, Your Majesty. I think that's a great idea. Won't you come along?
Oh, I would, dear child, but I have a lot to tend to. I am the Snow Queen, after all. In the meantime, thank you, both of you. I reward you with the freedom of the world and a pair of skates.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
And with that, the Snow Queen gave each of them a warm smile and a pair of skates, before suddenly disappearing, never to be seen again.
What just happened?
I don't know. It felt like some sort of dream. Come on, you. I can smell Grandmother's hot chocolate from here. And there's some friends I'd like you to meet. I'll race you down to the bottom of the mountain. That's when there's a turkey.
Oh, you're going to regret you ever said that!
And so, Gerda and Kai began their journey home. As soon as they reached the bottom of the mountain, the reindeer was waiting for them, and he carried them through the air, stopping at the home of the Finland woman first. The next person they visited was the Lapland woman, who provided them with a change of clothes and enough food to last the rest of their journey. When they arrived at the robbers' camp, Gerda was pleased to see that the robber girl had managed to rebuild the carriage all by herself. And so in the carriage they went, eventually reaching the palace of the prince and the princess. The winter snow had melted, and spring was upon them once more.
Oh, you should have warned me you'd be back, Gerda. I don't think the prince would like it very much if he knew there were unannounced guests. You should have seen him lately. He's been very impatient, planning that ball for the last few days.
Come in. Gerda.
Oh, I beg your pardon, Your Highness. This is my best friend Kai.
Oh, how wonderful to meet you. You know, Gerda has told me so much about you.
Really? I'm rather flattered, Your Highness.
I still don't think they take me seriously. And it's been months now. I told them to make sure it was a masked ball. Masked!
Oh, you silly boy. It doesn't matter that much, does it? Look who's here. You remember Gerda, don't you?
Oh yes, that girl who stole my necklace.
Someone's got a mirror shard locked in his heart.
What? What are you laughing at? This is no laughing matter.
Actually, Your Highnesses, this is why we came. This belongs to you. Or rather, it belonged to your father. The Snow Queen made it for him.
Did she now? Well, it certainly looked very peculiar when I first saw it. Very unique.
And if you don't mind, I'll have it back. I was the one who found it. I figured out what it was. I give it to the princess, so therefore it belongs to me.
Oh, go back to bossing around the guards, you smelly old stable boy. That boy is so funny, yet very intelligent too. You might be wondering why I chose him when I could have had a prince from a much richer kingdom. My father may have loved my mother for the fact that she was a princess, but that sort of thing means nothing to me. For I sought a man of great intelligence, one greater than my own, rather than a man of high class. I'm sorry, Gerda, but I can't take this. I have all I need. It's yours, and yours to keep.
I really don't know what to say.
You don't have to say anything at all. Come now. Why don't you rest here for the night? I'm sure your grandmother will be more than relieved to see the two of you tomorrow.
That's odd.
What is?
The princess. She looked a bit heavier since the last time I saw her. Do you think she's...
You know what? I did notice something rather odd. I did overhear the prince mention something about names the other day. Something about the name Elsa, if it's a girl.
Elsa, what a lovely name.
And so, Gerda and Kai had arrived home at last. Kai's grandmother hugged them for so long that they could hardly breathe. They promised to visit the old woman sometime, to keep her and her flowers company. But for now, they were glad to be back. Just the two of them and the roses that had grown up alongside them, as if everything that had happened within the last year had never happened.
Kai?
Yes, Gerda?
Do you think the Snow Queen's watching us right now?
What are you talking about? Winter ended months ago.
But that doesn't mean she isn't around, does it? For all we know, it could be eternal winter over there.
That's impossible. But why worry about things that happened in the past? What matters now is that we have each other.
Right. And we always will.
As time went on, Gerda and Kai continued to grow up together, forever remembering the many friends Gerda had made on her quest. And somewhere in Finland, the Snow Queen gazed through her crystal ball, watching the two young people very closely, knowing that within time they would meet again.